This couple just shared a single kiss, but their lips ended up stuck together.
Did you just bite me?
No.
What?
And that was only the beginning. Even more terrifying, whenever they moved more than 10 meters apart, the man's body would slam uncontrollably toward his wife. And it wasn't just the man, the wife was affected the same way. Jack and Mia are a couple who've been in love for years, but time has long worn away their passion. Every time Mia tries to get close to Jack, he instinctively pulls away. Hoping to rekindle that spark, they move to a remote house in the countryside, trying to recapture the feeling of their first love. But strange things start happening on their very first day. Jack keeps catching a foul smell that comes and goes, following the odor. He tears open the light fixture on the second floor, and pulls out a nest of dead rats. The eerie part, all their tails are tightly stuck together. For a couple just settling into a new home, it's an unmistakable omen of bad luck. Soon, Mia lands a new job at the local elementary school. By coincidence, a male coworker named Jimmy lives right next door. Jimmy is warm and friendly. He kindly recommends a nearby forest for a walk, saying the scenery there is beautiful. Hoping to warm things up between them, the two set out to hike that forest the next day. They think it'll be a romantic little getaway. Instead, it becomes the start of their descent into a nightmare. The two follow a trail through the woods, but as they walk, the path suddenly disappears. That's when Jack notices bells carved with mysterious symbols hanging all over the trees, and a path leading deeper into the forest, as if guiding them towards some specific place. Just then, the sky opens up in a heavy downpour. They try to head back, but they've lost their way. Suddenly, Jack slips and falls into a deep pit. Mia tries to pull him up, but she isn't strong enough, and they both tumble down together. Inside is an abandoned underground chamber. Church pews are embedded in the walls. An ancient bell, carved with the same mysterious pattern, hangs over the opening. There's no phone signal down here, and it's still pouring outside. Exhausted and thirsty, Jack discovers a spring. Ignoring Mia's objections, he drinks straight from it. Little does he know that one fatal gulp begins a nightmare they can't escape. As night falls, the two drift off to sleep. Late in the night, Jack is woken by a sound. When he sits up, he witnesses something horrifying. The entire pit seems to be alive, breathing in and out in rhythm with him. Beside him, Mia's face is twisted, twitching uncontrollably. In his terror, Jack is woken by Mia. It was only a dream. But then something strange happens. Just as they're about to get up, a searing, tearing pain shoots through their calves. They pull back the blanket, and see, the skin of their calves has fused together. They don't think much of it, figuring it's just mold from the damp cave. They forcibly tear the stuck skin apart. Then struggle to climb out of the cave. But once they get home, the strange events start piling up. Tim often slips into a daze. He means to massage Mia's shoulders, but the moment his fingertips touch her skin, his eyes go blank, as if seized by an overwhelming hunger for her body. He starts squeezing uncontrollably. Until Mia cries out in pain and he snaps back to reality. Then something even stranger happens. Mia drives into town to buy some things. As her car gets farther and farther away, Jack, who's taking a shower, starts to feel dazed. His whole body moves like a puppet on strings, turning uncontrollably in the direction Mia drove off. Then he slams his head against the wall. Until it's bleeding. Only the sharp pain jolts him back to his senses. Jack thinks he's sick, so he rushes to see a doctor. The doctor diagnoses it as loss of control triggered by anxiety, and casually prescribes him a bottle of muscle relaxants. When the doctor learns Jack fell into that pit, his expression suddenly turns grave. He mentions that a couple went missing there not long ago, and to this day, no one knows if they're alive or dead. Back home, Jack looks up the news about the missing couple online, and finds that the place they vanished was right near that cave. Mia thinks it's just a coincidence, and doesn't take it seriously. Just then, the doorbell rings. It's their neighbor Jimmy, dropping by for a visit, and he's even brought a bottle of red wine to share. Over dinner, the three of them talk about that pit in the woods. Jack complains that the place felt like a cult, covered in creepy bells. Jimmy explains that it was once the site of an ancient church, later abandoned after the ground sank. After a few rounds of wine, they see Jimmy off. But the moment he leaves, the strangeness follows. Just as the two lock eyes, Jack suddenly leans in uncontrollably and starts kissing Mia with everything he's got. Mia responds passionately, but the next second, their lips are stuck together.
Bite me?
No.
What is this? You're all over me 1 minute and then the
Mia keeps complaining, while Jack seems to have no idea what just happened. At this point, neither of them realizes that a terrible disaster is quietly closing in. Late at night, the strange events escalate again. As Mia sleeps, She feels her hair being yanked by an enormous force. She turns her head and her blood runs cold. Jack's face is twisted, his mouth stuffed full of hair, and he keeps swallowing. They have a huge fight over it. To ease the strange tension, they decide to spend some time apart to cool off. Jack goes to the city as planned to play his band's tour, but this seemingly rational decision becomes the fuse that sets off all the horror. As Mia's car drives away, Jack's body is hit with intense discomfort. Even the muscle relaxants have no effect. It's as if Mia has a fatal pull on him. The moment he gets even a little too far away, it feels like countless ants are crawling all over his body. In the end, Jack gives up the tour and drags his aching body to Mia's school. At that moment, Mia is teaching a class. She's shocked to see Jack looking so broken. She quickly helps him into the restroom. Without a word, Jack starts kissing her. Mia instantly gives in, responding fiercely. A minute later, the strange thing happens. Jack finds he can't pull away. Their bodies are stuck tight together, and every effort brings excruciating pain. And of course, at that very moment, a student hears the noise and fetches Mr. Jimmy. In a panic, Mia grits her teeth, and with a scream from Jack, she forces him off her. Faced with Jimmy's questions, Mia awkwardly stammers, unable to make sense. This incident leaves Mia deeply humiliated. Her long-suppressed emotions finally erupt. She blames Jack for ruining her life and her job, but Jack insists he has no idea why this is happening.
I never cared because you used all the risk up.
I moved here for you. I left my whole life behind.
What life? Got your music? Then why aren't you at your show? Tim, if you think I've trapped you, why don't you fucking leave?
It's the first time they've fought this fiercely. Afterward, Mia goes to find Jimmy, trying to explain what happened at school. But Jimmy doesn't blame her. Instead, he warmly invites her inside. Mia accidentally notices a photograph. The photo looks strange. The two people in it look a lot like Jimmy, but on closer inspection, not quite. Jimmy seems to sense her confusion, and quickly cuts off her train of thought. Then he warmly brings her a glass of water. Learning that Mia and Jack have been fighting, he tells her an ancient Greek legend to comfort her. Legend says humans were once two-faced beings with 4 arms and 4 legs. After Zeus split them in two, people began searching for their other half, so we must cherish each other dearly. Mia is moved by his words, and drinks the glass of water without any hesitation. But she doesn't notice the faint, sinister smile that flickers across Jimmy's face. That water was the spring water from that deep pit. From this moment on, the mysterious force is no longer one-sided on Jack. It has become mutual. That very night, the horror unfolds. Jack is working at his computer when a loud noise comes from outside the door. Mia's body is pressed flat against the glass door, and it moves as Jack moves, like an eerie mirror puppet. Both of them are stunned. Jack suspects all these strange events might be tied to the water he drank in the cave. Mia thinks she was just sleepwalking, and doesn't take it seriously. Then something even more terrifying happens. That night, Jack and Mia choose to sleep in separate rooms, and the terrible force fully erupts. Deep in the night, as they sleep, an invisible force begins pulling them toward each other. Jack is dragged across the floor, slowly moving toward Mia's room. In his panic, he braces his feet against the wall to stop himself. Just then, the door to Mia's room opens. Like a broken toy, her body bends into a twisted posture, then slowly begins moving toward Jack. Finally, their arms, like two magnets, snap together uncontrollably, and the skin and flesh of their hands instantly begin to fuse. In this critical moment, Jack thinks of that bottle of muscle relaxants. With nothing left to lose, they frantically swallow the pills, then crush them into powder and desperately snort it. It actually works. While the drug takes effect, they use all their strength to tear their fused arms apart, bit by bit. Just as they're about to succeed, they both lose consciousness and slip into a coma. By the time they wake the next day, it's too late. Their arms are still connected. Mia finally realizes she'd misjudged all of Jack's strange behavior. She knows they have to act while the drug is still working. They need to cut the arms apart now, or the consequences will be unthinkable. So despite Jack's objections, Mia resolutely picks up a chainsaw. Though they manage to separate, they know it's only temporary. Sitting around doing nothing will only let this force swallow them whole, so they decide to split up. Jack is determined to return to the cave to find the root of these strange phenomena. Mia goes to get help, but she realizes her car keys are still at Jimmy's place. With no time to waste, she rushes to Jimmy's house to get them, not knowing she's walking into the tiger's den. The moment she enters, she sees the TV automatically playing an eerie wedding video. The newlyweds in the video are the two men who looked so much like Jimmy in that photo, and the wedding took place in that cave church, before it collapsed. It turns out this church worshipped the very same ancient Greek legend Jimmy had told her about. They firmly believed that partners were originally one person, split in two by God, and the spring beneath the church was so-called holy water, capable of merging two lovers' bodies back into one. In the end, this couple drank the spring water, and the two became one.
The happiest day of our life. I'll give these back, don't worry.
Jimmy suddenly appears behind her. He confesses that he is the merged product from the video. He firmly believes fusion is a sacred gift, the ultimate form of love.
Hates. No dissonance. Only warmth. I'm sorry, but it's best to be open for each other.
While Mia is distracted, Jimmy uses the sharp ring on his finger to slash a deep wound across her arm. Mia instantly snaps awake, knocks Jimmy to the ground, and flees in a panic. Meanwhile, Jack has arrived at the pit. Out of the darkness, a hand suddenly reaches out and drags him to the ground. His body is firmly stuck to the stone slab, unable to move. Then a twisted figure, reeking of rot, slowly closes in on him. It's a horrifying two-headed monster. This is the couple who went missing not long ago. One of the heads is clearly already dead, with a small knife stabbed into its neck. One of them must have resisted the fusion and been killed, causing the merger to fail, resulting in this grotesque, monstrous creature. This is exactly what Jimmy meant. If you resist, this is the other outcome. Jack is scared out of his mind. He yanks the knife from its neck and frantically crawls out of the cave. At the same time, he seems to grasp a way to end all of this. Jack rushes back home, and runs right into Mia at the door, who's also fled back. Mia quickly waves at him to stay away. By now, without a word, they both understand the truth, but it's already too late. Both of their faces are filled with despair and helplessness. Jack notices in horror a trail of blood flowing up his own body. Against gravity, the blood from Mia's arm wound is spreading up his body, fusing them together. He instantly understands if this continues, Mia will die from blood loss, and in the end, they'll both become monsters like the ones in the cave. The only path to survival is fusion. At that moment, Mia passes out. After some time, Mia slowly wakes. She finds herself lying on the couch, with Jack watching over her. It turns out that to save her, Jack has completely fused his hand into her wound, and they can never be separated again. Looking at their arms, joined flesh to flesh, all the fear and pain in this moment dissolve into calm and acceptance. Then Jack smiles and pulls out a record, playing their favorite song. The two dance their first and last dance together. In the soft music, they remove their clothes, hold each other tightly, and share a deep, tender kiss. They no longer resist, but willingly accept this fate. Two once separate individuals begin to merge in a bloody, tangled union. A few days later, Mia's parents come to visit. By now, that bell carved with the mysterious symbol hangs by the door, and the one who answers is an entirely new being. And so the film ends. That's all for today's story. Thanks for watching.